So you're wondering probably what I'm gonna be doing here, and I've got barely an idea, just probably like this tiny small idea. That was great, probably blowing that into the mic. So what we're gonna do is basically play Magic in the worst possible way it's ever been designed, to open only the sealed product, and which is reasonably priced. And what we're gonna do from there is probably hate ourselves a lot. So yeah, let's roll out how that's gonna work. Yeah, I think that's it. That's a good start.
About 3 weeks probably since I filmed this, and the only thing moving me forward now is my wife's hatred of the fact that I bought this sealed booster box. I guess play booster box. I've kind of that's one of the things starting this challenge up that I'm kind of getting more used to is the number of QR codes specifically that are in the product. They're just everywhere. I think the next video is going to be related to all the different places that the QR codes take you. And actually, I did scan one, which is, I mean, there's a lot of ways that this can go. I actually am basing this off of a video, and I didn't realize it was 5 years ago, from Nim. He's one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Tubers, as they call them. He did a sealed only Yu-Gi-Oh! Challenge, in which he kind of laid the blueprints out, as it be, to what the challenge really entails. But Magic, back to the QR codes, scanning it, I forgot that Magic releases a million different products in every way, shape, and form. And you can see here, I have no idea really what I'm looking at. I started playing Arena again a while ago, trying to get back into the swing of things. And I did open up a pretty good mythic. But back to the point, we gotta lay some ground rules. The one thing Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have is, well, actually does have, is only one format, really. Unlike Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a living, breathing format that goes from the tail end to the present. In Magic, it's kind of split up between a lot. And that's, I think, where this challenge is going to be, where I'm going to focus in at for it. And actually, I'm kind of all for doing all of them. Now what that means is I'm not going to be touching really any of them at first. I may do standard. That could be a chance. Pauper, but then that's going to be a tough one. And I think, honestly, the easiest one would be Commander right now, because you can easily just buy all the Commander decks that you'd like. There, I pull an actual, a nice little, I completely forgot these were going to be in these packs. The alternate arts, which are pretty sweet. Actually, one of the reasons I left Magic in the first place were the alternate arts. I like collecting, and it just put a bummer on me. I'd see like a million different variants of every card, and I was like, it just doesn't feel right. I feel like I'm so behind. Like I want to collect. I want to get access to all the cards, and then there's like collector boosters that cost $1 billion. Kind of getting way off track here. What I think I need to do is kind of set some goals right now for where I want to take this. as I'm opening up some great cards here. I had to cut the audio out. I think I'm watching the Jets game that they actually did well in. So that's pretty easy to go back and find which exact date that would be. But yeah, I think what I need to decide in is where we go first. And I've kind of actually I'm ahead of the game. There's another video to come out yet. This is kind of just getting into the swing of it. I'm actually going to assemble a commander deck out of what I have here instead of taking the first route, which would be buy them like a smart person. Like if you were going to meta game this, you'd probably start with buying a commander deck, because what you're going to find here, and you don't realize, let's say you're going to start Magic again for the first time, you're not going to have any lands. You're going to have 30, roughly about 40, 45 of every, just all together mixed land pile at the end of opening a 36-pack play booster set here, which is very difficult to play when all your cards have no synergy at all. So you're kind of stuck with a handful of crap. So what I've decided after this, I end up remembering that they did the 9-pack booster sets. So, and Duskborn actually came out the day after I bought this. So I was going to buy a Duskborn play booster set, and then I realized I'm an idiot and can't use a calendar. So, what I'm kind of getting from these cards is just a nice set to start from. And it's really nice to go back and restrict yourself to the cards that you don't really look at as often. Which I think is going to be the joy of this whole entire set. There I actually pull one of the most expensive cards that I pull for Bloomburrow. I hit not much. I mean, there's some good stuff in here. But I'm also going to be keeping track of exactly everything I pull so far. Like a crazy person, I've cataloged every single card that I pull here besides the tokens. Do not do that. I do it by foil, and I even get the lands in there. That way I'm not cheating and using lands that I do not own. But where I like to start is with the commander decks. I'm trying to kind of figure out where I'm to go next. And it's really what I'd like to ask the people, what do you think, what do you consider would be cheating for buying sealed product for this challenge? It doesn't have to be, for cheating in general for the sealed challenge, but like, what would you consider cheating? Because technically there's secret layers out the wazoo, and I could buy those. Or is a commander deck really considered cheating if I can get access to all those cards in regular boosters? I have no idea how people would really want to take that. I mean, honestly, I'm fine with either way. It's kind of interesting whenever Niman is doing the Yu-Gi-Oh, and I might be completely butchering his name, but I'll put a link down to his sealed challenge. But the way he's able to do it is Yu-Gi-Oh has starter decks that are actually reliable. Unlike how Magic doesn't really give you much for a starter product. Like, if you actually play Magic and then you go look at the starter product that they give out to people, it's like, here's some acorns and go grow a tree. Like, it's not gonna be like, none of the cards are basically ever useful in anything except for the commander decks. They're pretty useful, but they build those to sell as commander decks. There's really no point in them if they weren't. But the other formats, they're so neglectful. I don't know. They just don't seem to care as much about them. I have no idea. I don't know what their reasoning is. Oh, this is when the the cat starts to go on the attack of needing attention. Old Reese's Puff, the trash bag, the trash mongrel. The actual hired claw. But yeah, I'd like to. I think the real challenge would be moving into other formats besides Commander, and I'd like to really hit on that because it'll inspire a little more creativity. And the one thing I decided I want to release this video hopefully today on the 8th. Cross my fingers. And then I'd like to, if this gets like, I don't know, we'll go for like 100 views in 3 days. I can't remember how long it is until they do the standard event or the Commander event at my local game store, because I haven't been there in a while. Maybe I'll try and film something there with my crappy put together sealed only from a booster box and 9 boosters of Duskborn deck that I'm running. But yeah, we'll see what we get to. And I think the next video I'd like to really hammer out some rulings that we're gonna have for this sealed only product challenge here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna double check before to see if anybody else is really doing a sealed only version of Magic the Gathering. I don't know. I haven't seen any, but I'm sure there's plenty of challenges out there that people are doing. I got this really cool looking secluded courtyard, and I'm coming back into it, and I was like, oh, it's one of those special guest cards. Oh, and that's right. I got both that special guest and the Beza in this one. And I was like, what the heck? I got 2 different alternate arts in one pack. I was like, that's gotta be half decent. And then I realized this secluded courtyard's only like $3, and that's kind of sucky for me. But maybe eventually I'll be able to use it in something. I have no idea. This is when Reese's Puff's coming to attack again, and I'm trying to hold her back. Surprisingly, does not go after the cards. I really love the plastic though. So as you can see, she's just going to town on that plastic. Does not have a care in the world. And also, I might sound a little bit different from the last video, or the last beginning part of this. I filmed the beginning part like 3 weeks ago, and then I got terribly sick and wanted to die, and now I'm here. So I made it, kind of living a little bit. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what I have pulled throughout here. Because I'm kind of just rambling about how I want this to go. But I think that would be better for this first video if I kind of just give you guys something in the background and then really go over how this challenge really needs to be laid out. Because I'd really like some input, because, I mean, that's going to make this enjoyable for everybody. Otherwise, it's kind of me just putting out videos and being a weirdo. But yeah, so I really need to find out concretely what is off limits for the sealed videos. Are secret layers off limits? And commander decks? And it's like, what are we thinking really takes the cake for what this should be about? Is it only boosters? Is it boosters only? I mean, that's doable. And then there's also, for now, probably just going to be a price limit, because I'm poor, you know? I mean, I'm not, like, super poor, but I'm, like, I bought a house, and now I'm poor, kind of thing. So we're going to put, like, a fun little price limit that's literally unrepresented, except for the fact that if I buy too much, I start filming on the street. So let that be as you go there. But yeah, I mean, maybe the price limit, I think the price limit was part of his video. The problem with Magic is they don't do archetypes, which is another thing that Yu-Gi-Oh really has. When they release packs of cards, generally you'll get a couple supplemental product in the cards, a couple different things that deal with like maybe some forgotten archetypes, but then really the packs themselves are generally tuned in to having certain cards in them and perform, like helping your decks perform in a certain way. And there's a lot more synergy in that, where Magic, I mean, you're really looking for things that synergize well, but there's no archetype per set. You know, Bloom Barrow, I mean, it has its different things it focuses on, but just because I open 5 or 6 or 10, you know, Bloom Barrow packs, I mean, I could get cards from like every different walk of the thing, and I can't really put together something that I can take to standard and be like, here you go guys, let's go. I mean, after a while I'll have enough, but in Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it's a little bit easier to really hone in on a certain, especially once you get out to other formats like Modern. I don't even know where I'm gonna begin there. I think they had old Modern precons that I think had like Arclight Phoenix in it. And would that be something that's off limits? I have no idea. I guess the secret layers would probably really hone in for Modern, but then I don't know how I go about buying them. And then also I kind of wanted to stick it to only buying sealed product in person, because buying sealed product online, I could go wild with it. I mean, then I could start buying the secret layers like all over the place, but I don't know. I have no idea. Oh yeah, this is I think I just pulled is that 2 seasons back to back? Or am I ruining what's coming up in the video? I'm gonna shut up now about that. We're just gonna kind of let that go on. One thing I noticed while pulling these, I forgot they do these scene cards. And I think I don't know, they're neat as long as they don't take away a card from my pack. I mean, it's pretty interesting. Gives you something to look at. I don't know what you do with all of them, really, when you're done. They're just kind of there. Oh yeah, this is when I pulled 2 seasons back to back. Hey, look at that. Ruined that for the future. But, I don't know. There's a lot of things to think about for how this is going to end up going. And I mean, I enjoyed, after I was done with this, and I was done with the Duskborn pack, which I really, honestly, the Duskborn set, I mean, I'm going to continue this just because I really do. I didn't think I would like the Duskborn set as much. I liked playing Bloom Burrow on Arena. I like doing the drafts of Bloom Burrow on Arena, which I thought was awesome. It just, the theme of the set is like really good. And all the cards it did seem like there were a couple, like green white was just above and beyond most of the other options that you could play in the set. I don't want to call them archetypes, and calling Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes just like earlier, they more so fit, but I guess the tribal green white is just, it's leagues above, especially whenever certain people got certain cards that just work together better, and you're like, we're just gonna win this now. But the Duskborn in the set, I thought it was like, this kind of sucks a little bit looking at it online, but opening it, I mean, I was excited to see like all the different cards in it again, like in person. Oh, there's another there's an Ember Heart, which I thought was a pretty good pull there, but not foiled, just the regular art. Which the collector booster box is like, I'd love to open up a collector booster box. My wallet wouldn't, so I don't. We're gonna stick away from that for a little bit. But yeah. So we need to we gotta iron out the rulings for how we're gonna do this sealed product. And then I'm gonna try and get a way where I can post exactly what I have, because like I said, I'm entering them into an app. Like I pull them and I enter them all into an app like a sociopath, And then that way I can kind of keep track of what I have, comparative to, clearly I didn't just start doing this and like think, oh wow, cardboard, I'm gonna do a weird thing with that. Like, I have other Magic cards, I just don't want them to intermix in any way, you know, trying to keep them a little bit separate. But yeah, so I think rambling wise, I think I about covered that part of the topic. What I'd like to do with, I think the series is going to start though with, since we got the rules kind of out there and everybody can kind of get an idea. So like, if you're like one of the 5 people that watch this, I mean, you're going to have a lot of sway over how the rest of the series goes. By the way, especially if you've made it, I think this will probably be like 25 minutes into the video. Like, kudos, you've made it. But I think where I'd like to go is I would like to get, obviously I think we're gonna go Commander, Standard, Pauper, because I think those are gonna be the easiest ones to hit. Modern's gonna be the toughie, because the hardest part I think about this sealed challenge is the fact that Papa needs some land cards, and you know, that's a very pivotal part of the game. I mean, I could do, I guess, Modern. The way I'd probably jump into Modern first is some kind of aggro, but even the aggro decks are getting to be not monocolored. I don't know. We're gonna figure that out. I'm gonna look more into the QR codes provided by Wizards of the Coast to see where they lead me to. Like I said, they did show me that they did make the sets that come with the 9 packs and the land pack. Not the land pack that they used to do though. This land pack comes in wax paper and there's like 15 of them. So that was a disappointment. Kind of sucked. Did not expect that to be that small. So what I really need to do is maybe scan a couple more QR codes and see where that goes. But I mean, I'd love. I know in the Niman video, he does go to a regional at some point. So who knows? Maybe like the best way to finish out this series or to get this series from Pauper Standard is maybe to take a sealed only built Standard concoction and go to a, what are they have like they're not Pro Tours anymore. I don't know, a Magic event. I don't know, a Super Friday night, a Friday night with 100 people. I don't know what they do now. But yeah, I'd like to get in a way where I can do something like that. I mean, end goal would be like Legacy or Vintage, in which I'd open up something crazy to be able to play Legacy or Vintage. I don't know. That'd be nuts, though. I don't think we're gonna make it there. I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna put some hefty goals on there, and I think the hefty goal is gonna be making it into Standard. I'm not gonna lie. That's already a tough one. But I mean, if I can keep myself motivated to make these videos, I think that's gonna be the easiest way to do it. It's just buy the product. I guess figuring out, I know I talked about it a little bit earlier, figuring out, is it unfun to buy a lot of product at once, or is it I mean, like, does that take away from it? I know he had his $50, I think it was $50 a week that he did it, but I think his goal of being able to play in the YCS Nationals or whatever it was called, I think that was just more obtainable. I mean, I could build any 60 cards and take it and just give myself all in like a couple weeks. I'll go to do that. But I mean, I don't think it's gonna be fun for anybody. Especially if I give myself only like $50. I mean, I think I pulled like the uncommon rate is just so all over the place. I think you get on average. I mean, what do you mean on average? It's what, 36 packs. You get 3 uncommons a pack. Here, you can watch. We're literally opening a pack right now. So that's a foil. That's a land. All right, we got 1 uncommon, 2 uncommon, 3 uncommon, 4 uncommons. 4 times 36. That's what, 100 and something uncommons. And there's 100 and something. There's probably not 100 and something. There's probably like 80 uncommons or something. Something, I don't know. I'd have to look at that. And then you'd need, in most cases, 4 of a certain uncommon. I mean, geez. You could substitute in cards. But it's getting a little pushy on that one. I mean, I guess that takes into account, do we do the commander decks? But then I'm stuck with crap if I buy multiple commander decks. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this ends up going. I know there's a lot of stuff that took me out of Magic originally. And I think it was just the overload that whenever they started pushing out all the products that they do push out now, whenever like they first started doing it, I was just kind of like, I don't know, there's so much going on, like kind of a sensory overload of Magic, and just wanted to keep up with it, and then kind of being like realizing, I was falling short, which I think now I'm just kind of over that. And especially like just opening up these packs. It's been a while since I just opened up packs of cards, and it just really reminded me like, oh, you really liked Magic and liked actually to enjoy it. So hopefully this will let me enjoy it again, get back to actually playing. And then also playing, I'm pretty excited to go and play this commander deck that I put together with I think I'm up to like 700 cards. So I'm pretty excited to go and just play this really crappy, not much working together commander deck. And I think my commanders actually, I think I've pulled him already. We're going to go with a Wick the World Mine. And it's Wick the World Mine, the couple rats that you've seen here, and then just jank. It's just a jank deck. I know it because I don't think there's a card in this whole entire set that I pulled that is over $5. So it's World in the Jank Man. Oh, I guess Helga. I could have done Helga. I was thinking about it. I didn't do it because I don't have very many cards that are worth playing. Oh yeah, this is when I picked. I think I got all 3 of these. Did I get all 3 of these in the same pack? I can't remember. I think I did, and I was just like, "What the heck? what just happened?" Yeah, and this is going to be more structured also. I might actually, while I record the video, record audio for it to talk about what's going on. This seems fun, like the way I'm doing it now, but it's not as in the moment pulling all these cards. And I'd like to make the formatting of this a little bit better too. Clearly, I never really used a camera before, especially to video what I'm doing, so that's why it sucks. If you're wondering, if you really had to think about it, why it sucked for that much, it's rough. But yeah, it was pretty fun pulling all these. I think these are great sets to actually jump into. I think the artwork is amazing for these sets, this and Duskmourn. So, and I think also Duskmourn, it's real weird seeing some of the cards in it. It feels like so much not Magic, but then I'm like, what is Magic anymore? Because they have all the other sets. But it is going to be fun, I think. Which the fun, we're to the fun factor. And just like maybe making a list of cards that I need for Commander, and being like, all right, like let's travel to this set and see if we can pull like the One Ring, so I can use it and everybody can be really mad that I'm using it. Then we also have to deal with the fact that there's a new variant of the ban list coming out, which is gonna be, what's that about? You know, because now I'm gonna go from having all these random cards to now being like, oh, now I have all these random cards and I'm not allowed to use something that's a tier 4 because I've only pulled a few cards. So yeah, that's that'll be something. Yeah, so we'll go from there. Like I said, I'm gonna take. I actually have. Let me see here. I got the old. Oh, that ain't him. It's on the other side. I got the old Wick the World Mine. I got them all readied up. I gotta go to them sleeves, so I'm not like some kind of dirty peasant. But yeah, we'll take a look at that. Hopefully I can get that footage out for this. Like I said, if this gets, I don't know, like 100 views, I might be able to use that to get the courage to take something into video, like a game or something, or like at least get some feedback in a store with me playing this, because that's gonna probably be the weirdest part of like the whole thing. But yeah, we'll go from there. And like I said, I'm hoping I have another video out about I have the footage for the Dustborn set, so we'll see if I can get that one out. It should be a little bit shorter, and that should be one of the last ones where I don't have audio while opening them. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, post some comments about what you'd want to see for this sealed set. Really, for me, it's just kind of giving me a reason to open cards and then kind of making it fun, keeping track of them. Yeah, that's kind of it. So hopefully you enjoyed this. The intro and the outro probably aren't even a thing. If they are, it's probably the cat that is sitting there. Possibly, I don't know what she's doing. Licking herself. That's what. So yeah, we'll jump back into it. And thank you for watching.